Okay, and we have a Kayo game. I will be going first into because I just always choose first in case I gain loads of life. I'm going to take out one healing potion because he tends to be an aggressive so-and-so. This is the second recording I've done with my new microphone setup. So to reset what I said in the first one, if you think the audio is good or bad, please tell me, because I don't know. And I'm trying to decide what I actually play here. I think I'm attacking him with an Autumn's Touch. That feels weird. But I am otherwise... Ooh, hang on. Oops. That was the wrong pitch I clicked. There we go. He can block and filter his hand, but I get to put a card in the bin and I get to filter mine. I cannot keep that because it's not a hand. And he's using equipment up on turn 1, which I'm perfectly happy with. Right, yeah, that's a hand that actually has attacks in it, so that's good. The thing about Kayo is because he's got some amount of messing with you, you've kind of got to be careful. So he's going to give me the Mind Warp back, or he's going to destroy it. Do I care? I think I just accept that I'm losing the Mind Warp. Which is another card in the bin, incidentally. We can live with that. See, I could Surgeon and Flare. That is not a bad choice, but I could also just gain life and Arsenal the Flare. I think I want the pressure at the moment though. Because he's got 2 might tokens, so he's going to swing pretty angrily anyway. Yeah, so we're taking cards off him here. We're both sort of mid-rangey, but he has the opportunity to throw some absolutely disgusting hands at me, and I've got to be very careful of them. What do we do with this is the other question. Blocking for 2 is rubbish, so just eating it, I think. And we'll play the tree and we'll just zap him with the Ether Tide and threaten hard because he doesn't know what the last card in his hand is. One of the big things to remember with mid-range is you know what's in your hand and you often bait yourself into thinking that therefore he can predict it, and you have to remember they do not know I have a Sigil of Solace. They know that I have potentially a massive damage spell to come off the Surgeon. So, you know, they will often just do stuff. He's clearly got gas because he's taking everything. But this coming turn is pretty good for me all in all. But I don't know how much damage he's going to do. Gonna block there. Kind of want to keep both of these because then I can have another turn of tree, and tree is going to be the most pressure I get. Oh. One second. Hit him with the old sorry. Right, there. That's when I do that. There we go. So we have the option of damage and a bit of life, or we have the option of the mind. Well, if I take the damage and life, I don't get to keep the tree though, so I think the answer is pretty made up for me. We overpitch like crazy into the surgeon and then hit him with the razzle dazzle. Yeah. So multiple turns of tree, we can do another big one next turn. So we are gently winning the race at the moment. Can change at any time because he can hit hard. I think we are taking all of this. I'm going to put the stone wall into this just because it doesn't inherently matter when I do it. You get loads of opportunities into Kayo, to be honest, but just throwing the fruits in there so that I don't have to do more passing back and forward with him. It's not best practice, it's just easier on Talisha, so you're not spending as much time passing and making sure you don't miss the end of turn windows and things by over-clicking. I've got 2 root bounds to block with and a mount of graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, this is actually fine. We can use them both if we need to. So we've got 8 block, which we'll be using immediately, I believe. This gets us on our 4, which is actually the most important decompose thing. Like the 8 for Verdance is pointless in most games. She's actually got quite a weak hero ability, in my opinion. Oh, well, you're annoying, aren't you, Mr. Erase Face? Stopping all my fun. That's going to mess up my channel for sure. We could block it and play the tree. Let's do that. So this wastes a turn off tree, but it does get me the momentum kept. Which is why I think it's somewhat worth it. It's not the best of plays, but that's pretty good. I believe we just try and take everything from here because he's going to die if I can allow it through. I think he's only got 2 attacks this turn, and I think I survive. Yeah, let's go. Double tree is dangerous. Just a gentle 10. He should be dead. Good game. Yeah, that we're both mid-rangey decks. He has more chance to do a huge damage turn than I do for the most part, because mine is entirely tree focused, and his is just about finding, plus damage and some attacks. So it's really more him that can explode. So I have to keep the pressure on to keep his hand used, and he doesn't, because if I don't use my hand, it's probably just sat there. But I do feel like it's a slightly favoured matchup for me because Verdance is actually pretty good. This is my honest feelings on that. Like, there's no particular, I have a really good matchup because of certain mechanics. It's just Verdance is solid. She's completely gatekept by illusionists, and there's two very relevant ones. One being the best deck in the format. But apart from them, like, she bullies a lot of decks. It's only the most aggressive ones that even really pose that much of a problem. And with him being mid-range with a high ceiling, he's a little bit slow. He's vulnerable to the combo turns. He's vulnerable to the tree turns, which are honestly just more combo turns, if you really think about it. And the classic thing of pumping arcane damage is pretty angry because it's just big dominate. Getting to come in for 17 is a lot on the arcane front. Yeah, that wraps up my opinions.